You might be thinking to yourself, I should raise my prices. Everyone tells me to raise my prices, so let's just raise them. And that's what Alex Hormozy, I'm a big advocate of following Alex Hormozy's advice, but that's what he praises. And I actually don't particularly agree, simply because price is intrinsically linked to value. And if you don't provide enough value, why should you get to charge more, right? Easy to understand. So maybe your prices are just right. And the reason I say this is that I actually tried to go against this trend the past 2 months, and I actually got my prices down. And so I cut them for my clients. And first of all, well, they were happier simply because when you say something is worth $10,000 and then you say, okay, I'll do a bonus and only make you pay like five, then they're instantly happy. But the another effect or another consequence of doing that is actually that they don't feel like they made a tough decision going with you. So imagine you negotiate and you want a price of $10 for, I don't know, a cake, and I am stuck at $20 and I end up saying, okay, well, I'll do it, like, let's cut the pair in half and let's do it for 15, and you end up agreeing with that. Well, you'll actually be less satisfied with the value of what you're getting simply because that's not the price you wanted, right? And you have to be intelligent in your sales by understanding that sometimes it's simply just because they can't afford, $2,000, $5,000 upfront. They simply just can't afford that. It's not that they're trying to negotiate, they're trying to be cheap. They simply can't afford it. And so you have two choices there. Either you don't work with them because they don't align with budget-wise, or they're not qualified, or you acknowledge that and you say, okay, well, keep in mind that I would normally charge you like $3,000 a month for this, but I'm going to charge you $1,000 a month because I know you can't afford it, and I don't want to put you in a rough position just so I can get a sale. And the effect of saying that, first of all, you gain their trust because it shows that you care more about them than they actually do, because maybe they were willing to go to the $3,000 a month part, but if they were, and it wasn't full-hearted, it was a rough decision, but you could have maybe convinced them to do so. Well, they first of all would be far more annoying for you because they feel like they have made a jump for you, so they've made an effort for you, so you need to make an effort for them. And for example, with lead generation, things just take time, right? And a metaphor I just learned about and that I'm going to use on every single sales call is, you can't have a baby in 1 month, and it's not by sleeping with 9 women and making love that you'll get a baby in 1 month. Just some things just take 9 months, and that is very important, right? If you force someone to pay more, but the end result is that you'll get leads in maybe a month and a half from the start date, then people that have gone on a stretch to work with you will be more of a burden. Whereas if, for example, you pitch $5,000 a month, they say, they can go there, but it really wouldn't make them, help them, blah, blah, blah. And then you say, okay, I'll do it for $3,000 a month, right? Keep in mind, this is the same amount, but the difference is that you have their best interest at heart. And therefore, if this takes a month and a half, it's far easier for you to say, well, this will take a bit more time than expected, or this will take this amount of time simply because it has to. And the reason when you drop the price instead of increasing it, that works better, is simply because they feel valued, and therefore, they feel like they owe you something, right? And it might not be something they realize in the moment, but intrinsically they will feel like they owe you, and that's a very good thing to have, right? An I owe you is more important than anything else in the world, I feel like. And if you've seen Suits, Harvey Specter uses that abundantly. So just take this with a grain of salt and rethink your offer and try to make it actually appealing. And that doesn't mean just raising your prices. If you raise your prices, the value must be there to justify it. And that is why I've held off, because right now I don't feel like my service is worth $10,000 a month. I'll be honest. I feel like my service can be worth between $1,000 and $6,000 simply a month. Simply because with some I'll send more emails, with others I'll send less. With some they'll be harder or more valuable, the emails. That should explain it enough. And so if you've liked this, once again, feel free to subscribe, but no pressure. I don't actually care, and I don't do it for this. I simply do it to share and because I would have liked to have this. So yeah.